is another Vlognukkah day, and today we're going to be talking about my resolutions for 2026. Yay! Yes, I have written them down. Of course I have. I do feel like I came up with them quite quickly this year, and so I feel like I might be missing things, but I know I just want to get this video out, so we're gonna just film it. And then if there's anything I want to add, like closer towards New Year's, I will probably just mention it next year when I'm reflecting upon them. In fact, I have a video that's going to come out, I think on the 4th of January, that I haven't filmed yet, but when I do, it might also give me some more resolutions to include for 2026, so we'll see. Maybe I'll talk about that in that video. One thing I will say is that most years when I do my resolutions video or make my resolutions, I will talk about them in the video, I will edit the video and so be reminded of them, and then I will not look at them again until I'm reflecting upon them a year later. So it's less of a, this is something I'm really actively gonna remind myself to do, and more of a, this would be a nice goal if I achieve it by chance. And I want to change that for this year. This year, I think I'm gonna write them in my bullet journal. You've already seen me make my bullet journal, but I haven't finished it yet. So I think in some way or another, I will include them in my bullet journal so that I do actually make an effort. And I haven't yet decided if that's literally just gonna be a list of these are my resolutions, or if I'm gonna try and make like trackers or something so that I can tick things off as and when I do them. But you'll probably have already seen that, I think, yesterday. As I say, I've just not finished making my bullet journal yet, but I'll have spoken about it. But in the meantime, let's get started. So once again, I've split it into 4 categories. We've got personal, health, work and travel. So first of all, the personal category, I've got donate to charity monthly. I've spoken about this almost every year, I think, and last year I did actually, or this year, 2025, I did actually do this, but I either want to continue donating to Cancer Research UK, which I'm already doing, or I want to try and find a slightly less big charity to donate to. And that's just where I'm at the moment. That's the only reason really that I could see it not happening immediately, but we're gonna do it. We are gonna do it. Next, I've got 2 related to books. Number 1 is to read at least 1 Dutch book, as I had last year, and to read at least 2 physical books, which I think I also had last year as a resolution. But I do just love the feel of this. In Dutch, that's called bladeren. I don't know if there is an English word for it, like going through the pages. So we're adding that on for next year. Then I've got a food one, which is to try and make at least 1 new recipe every month. And it doesn't need to be brand new, but I want it to be a recipe that I haven't yet made in this house, because I'm very conscious that the kitchen is tiny and I don't have loads of like utensils and pots and pans and things. So I want to prove to myself that I can make certain recipes in this house. I haven't given this any thought. This was a very last addition to my resolutions, but I do want to make an effort with it. And just as a caveat, if for whatever reason I have a very busy month and I don't get around to it, then I need to do an extra one the next month. So I'm gonna say, like, in total, I want to have tried 12 new recipes in this flat. My next resolution is, again, just like a very personal thing, which is I just want to be better at keeping on top of my 1 second a day and my 1 line a day. Very often I'll forget about these for a couple of days and then I'll need to backtrack and try and find things from that day or remember what happened in the day. And so often I'll end up using like WhatsApp messages, but I just want to be more conscious about taking, you know, a short clip on my phone every day and also being better at writing what happened like at the end of the day or the next day, but not to leave it like a week without going through it. And then the final 2 in this category are to do with my social life. Number 1, I want to make more of an effort socially. I really feel I've improved this, you know, in 2025, but I want to keep working on it. I want to do more. It is hard with work. It's hard with my own work, let alone trying to then combine that with other people's work. But I do feel like that's something I really want to strengthen. And so I'm going to try to make even more of an effort in 2026. And then my last resolution in this category, I did mention this, I think, in my birthday vlog video, but I really want to make more of an effort to send physical cards rather than just saying like happy birthday or whatever. I want to post things or give, you know, hand give them to people. So we will see if that works. There is a cost involved with that, obviously not a huge cost, but still I'm very conscious about money, as I've spoken about many a time on here, but I really want to make that an effort because I think it's such a nice gesture. I've still got my birthday cards up, I'm looking at them right now, and they do make me happy, so I want to do more with that. Onto the health category. Number 1 is to pick up running again, or at least go to dance classes, just some form of movement. I've really dropped it since the half marathon. So far I have run twice, which is just not enough. And I've not gone to any dance classes. I've not done any other exercise of any sort. So I really want to make an effort to do more with that. And then kind of on from that, I want to run at least one 10K this year. It doesn't need to be like a race or anything, but just at home in my back garden, I want to run 10K. Similar to that, I want to just do more either yoga or stretching or like strength training exercises, whatever it is. And this is a very vague goal because I'm not going to put a number on it, but I just really noticed that I'm not doing as much and I want to do more. And finally, rely less on sugar / snacks / desserts. I have a lot of dessert, and I think a big problem is that Wayne and I are bad influences on each other. When we're both on our own and when we weren't living together, I don't think either of us had that much like sugar or had dessert after food or anything like that. I mean, I obviously did sometimes at my grandma's, but not by my choice. But we've now both got the mindset of like, oh, let's have a little treat. And I just feel like we're doing it too much, and I feel like I'm relying on it now. I've got to the point where I'm like, I can't finish a meal without something sweet. And that's not healthy, and it doesn't feel good. It's not even about the health. It just doesn't feel good to me. So I want to make an effort to not be as reliant on it. On to work. The first of these is kind of work / YouTube, which is to upload at least 6 performing videos. That can be singing or acting or dancing, I guess. But yeah, I say it every year, I want to do more, and I feel like it will help both in my own confidence, but then also potentially in being seen. So I'm gonna do my best. Next is to get at least 1 performing job. Maybe, again, as always, this is very much up in the air because a lot of it is out of my control, but I want to do what I can to try and get at least one performing job. I guess slightly on from that, I want to go to at least 1 singing class. It doesn't even need to be a lesson, just even if it's like a rep class with other people. I just want to do 1 occasion where I sing in front of someone who knows the technique and knows like what I need to do to fix it. And just because I think I've been saying it for years. Since I finished drama school, I've said, oh, I want to like pick up singing lessons. And I think there's some sort of, I think it's a financial block. And so if I just go once, then at least I can prove to myself that I can do it. You know, it costs a fair amount, but it's not going to ruin me. And I just want it. And finally, this is a bit of a vague one, but it's set better boundaries. And that's obviously less about the performing work, maybe a little bit, but less, but more about my regular jobs, many, plural, because I say yes to everything. And I have got slightly better about setting boundaries, not so much about not saying yes, but setting boundaries. But I would just want to get better at like not feeling guilty about saying no. I am entitled to my time off. And I find that very hard to acknowledge, and action. So I need to get better at just being like, no, I deserve free time. And that's not just to the job, I think that's also mentally knowing that I'm now in a financial position where I don't need every extra hour's work. I can afford to not work an extra 3 hours or whatever. And then finally, we're on the travel category. These are probably going to be fairly obvious, but let's go ahead. Number 1, go to Australia. I didn't go in 2025. I don't miss it at all, really, but I do feel like I'm ready to go back now. Number 2, go to Holland. I just love Holland. And also, I want to see my grandparents. Number 3 is go to Ashdown Forest. There's a place called Pooh Corner, which Wayne and I have spoken about, I think for almost a year now, about going to, and it's just not worked out with our times off, because it's not in London. And so I absolutely want to go there next year. And finally, I've put this one in the travel category, although it could potentially be considered personal or, something else. But I want to see my parents at least twice this year or next year. In 2025, I got to see my father 3 times, which was lovely, but I only got to see my mum once, and that sucks. So I want to try and make an effort, and obviously this is a 2-way thing, but I really do want to try and make an effort to see them both at least twice. That's it for this year's resolutions for now. As I say, I'm going to try and incorporate this into my bullet journal somehow. And yeah, I think that's it. Let me know what your resolutions are for this year, if you agree with any of mine, although I guess they are quite personal. I don't feel like they're very standard. But if you have any similar resolutions, or if you're totally the opposite and you're like, I don't want to travel at all this year, or I don't want a new job, or I don't know, like so many things. We live different lives. So let me know down below. And if you have any other resolutions to suggest, please do. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. I will see you all tomorrow with another video. Bye!